Hello, sports fans, investors, and thankful people here in all the flyover states, especially all across the fruited plain. Wouldn't you be a little bit irritated if you found out 5, 10, 15 years from now that in today's world, you don't need to have $1 million liquid, or frankly, even $500,000 liquid, to be able to work with a super experienced investment advisor professional anymore? I know that flies in the face of what a lot of people think, but there's two big movements going on inside the financial planning, investment advisor, wealth manager space, depending on what your guy or gal calls themselves these days. And it's absolutely wonderful. The first one is flat fee advisory. We'll talk more about that today. And the second one is transparency, which is way overdue for our industry. Most people still have no idea whether you have $250,000 or $25 million. You have no idea what you're paying for all these services all in at the end of the day. And so flat fee and transparency couldn't come sooner. Hi, my name is Fred Hanisch. I'm the owner of Old Drake LLC, and we are investment advisors for clients who didn't think they could afford an investment advisor, or we're also for folks that don't really much like investment advisors. And usually it's not personal, but we can help folks that didn't think they could be helped previously. So what I like to do is share on these videos with you is I'll talk about a real life client situation that I'll obviously keep anonymous, that we were able to help, that didn't have $1 million liquid, didn't even have $500,000 liquid. When they came to us, they had, it was probably like $370,000 in liquid. They had $1 million net worth, but they only had like $370,000 saved that was liquid after spending 20 years raising kids and building a life together. And they were not happy with dealing with one of these big national household name, fast growing investment advisory firms that does everything under one roof. They can do your taxes, they can do your wills, they can sell you long-term care insurance, they'll manage your money by putting it in somebody else's exchange traded funds and mutual funds. And they were dealing, because they had to be, because the amount of money they had, they were dealing with the brand new rookie advisor, a newly minted certified financial planner that just passed the test, that has no experience and don't have any money themselves that they've ever managed. And I'm not picking on them. Everybody's got to start somewhere. But that's who they were dealing with. And when you have people in their 50s talking to somebody who's 25 with no experience, and you're paying a minimum fee that's, almost 2 or 2.5% the size of your portfolio because you don't have $1 million liquid, it's frankly not a good fit. And frankly, shame on those advisors that take those clients. They shouldn't. But here's the good news, folks. Because flat fee, which is becoming growing like a wildfire, as it should. The typical in our industry is people charge 1% on the first million, and almost 1% on the second million, and almost 1% on the third million, and so on down the line. People are paying usually at least $10,000 a year, and many flat fee advisors have a minimum fee of $10,000 a year, and I get that. But here's the really good news. Around here, we have a flat fee of $5,000 a year. So not only do our clients not pay $10,000 a year or $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 a year, like many of them used to with a, quote, full service household name hotshot advisory firm, they're saving $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, in some cases as much as $40,000 a year in fees. We're not for everybody. We have to do discovery work. We're a small boutique on purpose. We can only serve a limited number of families. And at some point, good news for the national firms, we can only serve so many families, so we'll have to close the doors to new relationships, but we're not there yet. So let me tell you about this client. They were flabbergasted when their fee would go from $10,000 a year minimum to our $5,000 a year fee. They were flabbergasted to find out, in addition to the high fee they were paying the investment advisor, they were paying a second layer of fees, and this is outlined on this whiteboard behind me, by the way. One of the things we first do in discovery with clients is, because of we're 100%, we're flat fee, $5,000 a year maximum, no matter if you have $1 million or $20 million. And we show transparency. We will show you how much you're paying to exchange traded fund fees, mutual fund fees, hedge fund fees. If you're in alternatives, there's usually a third layer of fees that somebody's laying on top of that. Most clients don't understand that. They think they're just paying 1% a year to their advisor. No, you're usually paying 2, 3 layers of fees. Our bias, where appropriate, is we buy individual securities. And then we can also really do great tax mitigation work working with our client CPAs, whether you have $375,000 or $20 million. We offer that service. So our whole deal is 100% transparency. Mitigate your taxes, reduce 1, 2, 3 layers of fees, and therefore, if you have $500,000, you can afford to hire a firm that can work with you. And yes, we do advanced planning around here too. We don't just manage money. We don't have CPAs and attorneys and insurance professionals on staff like the big firms that charge the high fees do, and some people like that. But we have dozens of attorneys around the country that help our clients with their estate planning and their wills and their end-of-life documents. We work with our clients to keep those up to date. We work with their CPAs, and we have a dozen CPAs around the country we refer people to, depending on what price they want to pay and a personality fit and large firm versus small firm, so that we can work with your CPA, if you let us, where we can help mitigate your taxes in your portfolio. So end-of-life documents and wills and trusts, CPA and tax mitigation strategies with your CPA. We have several specialists in long-term care, and we don't make any money on all these. We just refer you to a professional, and we make sure it gets done, and we help coordinate that. So if you need long-term care or disability, or we've worked with people that don't even have personal liability umbrella insurance. I mean, we start there. Mitigating the chances that your life's work is going to get taken away from you in a frivolous lawsuit, or a not frivolous lawsuit. Protect yourself and your assets and everything that you've worked for. And we can help you with your charitable inclinations. We can get you into donor advised funds, and same as the fancy firms, etc. So if you need a full-blown financial plan, we refer to a financial planner that will do just that for you, and we work with them. So we aggregate all these services called advanced planning, just like the big firms do. We just don't charge you 20, 30, 40, 50 grand a year to do it, which is a pretty nice deal. And again, we have to do discovery work. We have to make sure that there's a fit there. But many times there is. And that client that came to us with less than $400,000, they don't have $1 million yet, but they're going to be there soon. They have well over $500,000, and they just came to us less than 2 years ago. The markets have been good, but we've reduced their fees. We got them in a portfolio that they're comfortable with, and they're very happy clients now. And they are getting professional help, and they're talking directly to me. I've been doing this 45 years. I'm experienced. I've managed money I buy and sell farms and do real estate on my own, so I can talk to clients about usually a lot of our clients have a rental property, or they want one, or a commercial building. A lot of our clients own farmland and we specialize in that. So we can offer a holistic approach, and we will bring in professionals in certain disciplines like tax and legal if we have to for you, but it's an aggregated way to serve our clients with full service. And again, they didn't need $500,000 to start, or even $1 million. Okay, so wanted to share that with you today. My Cracker Jack marketing team is going to pop up a little bubble here, and it's going to remind you, if you like this kind of stuff and the education that we're providing. And the big news today is flat fee and transparency are coming along big time, and that's a wonderful thing for investors going forward. And if you'd like to talk to us about that, in the bubble that my marketing team has put up, click the link below, and you'll be prompted to take a 9-question questionnaire. It'll take you 3 or 4 minutes. It'll ask you some generic questions about you and your situation. And if you do that, our value-added promise to you is I'll get that video, I'll go through it personally, and I'll record a personalized video back just to you about your situation and where you're at and where you might want to go. And then from there, if you're interested in finding out what you're paying in fees, if we show complete transparency in the solution you're in now versus us, that's one of the first things we do when we talk discovery with a potential client. And there's no charge for those conversations. All right, so hopefully this was helpful. If you just want to ask questions, go out to olddrake.com, and ask us questions. But hopefully you enjoyed this, and we appreciate it.